Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delta T Racing. It's Thursday night, so it's time for Division 2. We're coming from the Jeddah circuit in Saudi Arabia this week. Round number 5, so it marks the halfway mark. Who is first person? I think it is Hummer. No, it's his teammate, so I always like to jump on with the first person out, so it's going to be Ralph today. Quickly, whilst we're on the outlap, we'll just pop up the table. As you can see, Hammers in the McLaren leading on 71 points after 4 rounds. Monaco was the last race, which was won, if I remember, by Hummer rather than Hammers. Brother Adam in second on 58 points, so just 13 points behind. Then we've got Bob Spun in third position on 46. So we've got a gap of 25 there, but a race win can turn that round if there's a DNF for Hammers. Was a bit unlucky last night in the Division 1 race. Pac-Man in fourth place isn't racing tonight, has other commitments. Then Bogorowski in fifth on 33 points. Hummer on 29 after picking up that win from last week. Man Like Donkey in 7th. Then we've got Skipper, Berserk and Havoc Connor rounding out the top 10. So we'll get rid of that. What we'll do, we'll quickly just pop up the constructors. So McLaren leading the way on 104. Then we've got Aston Martin on 77 and Red Bull on 70. Then Ferrari 63. They're a bit of a gap down to AlphaTauri. Then Williams, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo and Alpine, the rest of the scorers, and Haas unfortunately not scoring as of yet. So let's get rid of that and jump back on board with Ralph, who will be the first to set a time. "27 turns at Jeddah, so it's we've got one of the most turns on the calendar. In fact, I think it is the most turns of a track in the calendar, but also one of the quickest as well. Certainly in Sector 3, when it is basically pretty much 2 great big straights. So let's jump on board with Ralph and just see how he gets his way through this chicane. Not too bad at all. Flat out here, hug the right hand side and enable DRS. Hug the left and the right, and we've got a really tricky chicane coming up. Not taken too badly. Probably scrubbed a bit of speed there, but you need to set that corner up. It's so important for this run down towards turn 27 and then on to the start finish line. A lot of overtakes you'll see happening here, some intentional, letting people pass just before the DRS line so they can get the second dose of DRS down here. So what are we going to go across with? 29.7 straight out of the box for Ralph, bettered by a second Hummer with 28.748. That's a pretty good time. We put him top 10 in Division 1 yesterday. We have one of the McLaren, so Hammer's there on a 28.749. Who else do we have now? It's going to be Bob Spun next. Across the line. 28.5, so up into pole position for him. It was double crossing the line. Then we've got, is it Bogorowski coming into the final corner? So Berserk with a 28.476. I'm missing all of the fastest laps here, but they are just getting quicker and quicker and quicker. Bog with a 28.9 drops him into 5th place. Man Like Donkey, just starting his lap, apologies. I thought he was on 1. Scully, how's Scully getting on coming into the final sector? We've got Connor just ahead of him on an outlap in the Aston Martin. He's just ahead of him, one of the Williams, which I think Skipper or Composite. Oh, it's Brother Adam actually, sorry. I completely missed him there, so 28.7 for Adam. Scully with a 29.7. And here we've got, so Ralph coming round, he'll be coming into the pits, put a fresh set of tyres on. Catch us in the Alpine. Let's jump on with someone who's a bit further back and actually enjoy a lap. Let's jump on with Skipper. We'll just see how he gets on. Going towards the end of Sector 2. Again, it's so easy to pick up penalties here, but if you get yourself in a groove, you can really... The track kind of flows. Car just getting out of the way then. I think one of the Ferraris, or the only Ferrari, so Berserk. Good there. Lakatzis pole 28.464. Completely missed that one. Well done. That's a cracking lap. Skipper up into 9th place there. His teammate coming across the line now. What's he going to pop on the board? Let's have a look at Connor. I'd say Connor did well last night in Division 1 as well. Reserve driving for us. Coming through towards the end of Sector 2, just as left, here. Now we're absolutely flat out. As I say, hug this right hand if you can, enable the DRS. Hug to the left, you want to try and straight line that if you can. Carries good speed round there. It was a good corner there by Connor. We'll see what sort of time he can pop in. Just keep an eye on anybody else just to see who's going to be coming out for the second runs first. We've got Hammer, Hammers, Bob Spun and Ralph all coming out. Connor goes 28.987 up into 8th place at the moment. He's got quicker than that in him. I think a bit of an untidy lap. I wouldn't say scrappy, but a bit untidy. I think he can do better. That certainly in the final sector. Sorry, through the through Sector 2. I think he can in a straight line a little bit more. Sorry, apologies. I was just reading something there. So Lakatzis currently pole position, 128.464. Berserk in second with a 28.476. Bob Spun 28.561. So pole position last night, I could try and remember, I think it was 27 flat in Division 1. Just going to have a quick look now. Yeah, 27.0 was pole position yesterday. So we'll see how close they can get to that. We've certainly got some drivers that are capable of putting in times like that. So right, okay, I am going to stick on board with Hammers here, going out on to his second hot lap of the day. Hammer just up the road from him. Literally just up the road. So keep an eye on these two to see how they are doing. Getting towards the end of Sector 1 now. About 32.5 seconds is normally a good time. 32.6. We'll see what Hammers pumps in. 32.6, so we're pretty even between Hummer and Hammers at the moment. Wide going through there. So Hammers third of a second up on his lap, put him in 28.4, could give him provisional pole, but then can Lakatzis improve further? You can actually see what Hummer's time was on that split. And what's Hammers going to do? 28.366, so Hammers up into pole position currently, and we have Catches in second. Bob doing a bit of a Verstappen there and hitting the wall, so he is aborting that coming in. So next up we have Bob. Yeah, Bob coming into the final sector, 2/10 up on his time currently, so would put him provisional pole position if we can continue that through the final sector. Obviously the grip improves as it goes on, needs to be a lot tighter over to the left there at 28.276, so Bob spun up in to provisional pole position. Who is next? Is it Brother Adam? It is coming into turn 27. .28.2, so pops himself into pole position. So it seems to be changing every time somebody goes across the line at the moment. Berserk comes into the pits. Who do we have out and out lap then? Hummer, no. Brother Adam, no. Scully, let's jump on with Scully. See if he can improve on his 29.7. So he does start quite cautiously, Scully, but gets quicker lap by lap. Certainly his race pace has been up. Didn't invalidate there, so can keep going. But yeah, his race pace has got a lot better recently, and he's been picking up some points, which is good. You know, soon he'll be making that next step, I think, up towards sort of top 5. But good to see some improvement there. So a very good FIFA player. Just need to pass the ball. And there we go, we've got a invalidation there. So Brother Adam, is he going for another run? No, he's 10 seconds down, so he can't be. And Bob is in. Right, so we've got the Katsis, Double, Skipper and Pavlosidor out. I'm interested, I'm going to stay on board with the Katsis because I'm very impressed with the time that he put in, the 28.4. Obviously has been toppled now by Adam, Bob Spun and Hammers, but nevertheless I didn't expect that from him. But I am always happy to be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so 15 runners we have tonight. So a few absentees, let's say Pac-Man being the most notable for the championship. Had a cracking race in Monaco, but unfortunately got sort of tangled up a little bit in traffic after making the pit stop and just couldn't make his way past. So had a small incident, unfortunately cost him quite a lot of time. Still came home in second, but unfortunately was handed a post-race penalty which dropped him down into third. I think Brother Adam finishing second, Hummer winning in the Principality. So okay, Lacatz is coming now. He is 3/10 up on it. Oh, he hasn't invalidated though, but he will have lost all of that advantage. But he was 3/10 up on his time at that point. It'll be a 28.1. He could break. He could be the first to break into the 27s. Takes that corner very well. We'll see what time he's going to pop. He's going to not finish the lap. I don't blame you, to be honest. Come in, fresh set tyres, give it another run. Skipper improving to 29.022. Not sure if he was letting someone pass there, but I don't think there was anyone. So it was that phantom person. Okay, so who is on a lap at the moment? We have Lossidor. Cautious going through the chicane there, but so hopefully he can pop a time on the board. Currently the only driver without. There we go. What time is he going to post? Still 28.6, which isn't bad. Straight up into 7th place. Good on him. So Hummer, last week's victor, just about to start his it his final hot lap? Not sure how long is left. About 2.5 minutes. Yeah, 2.5 minutes it was left. A little lift there, down a couple of gears. Got a car in his way. Hopefully they'll move out, which they did. That's good to see. Well done. That's one of the excuse me, one of the Red Bulls. Going to be approaching his teammate. Hopefully he'll get out of the way as well. Probably dropped it down one gear too many there. A bit of grunt coming out, but hopefully he'll get a decent slipstream off his teammate. Starting lap now. Bog 28.048. I didn't even know Bog was out on track. Bog, that's a stomper at the time. Well done. Pole position by 2 tenths. So I was staying on board with Hummer. We'll see what Hummer can do now. Hey, Bog's after all that. Bog, sorry I missed your pole position lap, or potential pole position lap. Let's see if your teammate will have anything to say about that. I also got Brother Adam and Bob Spun on outlaps. The Katsis as well on an outlap, so he'll be looking to improve. Can't discount Berserk. Oh. Okay, so Hammer's a bolt in that. I'm not sure if he will get round in time to set another lap, so he could be in 4th position. Okay, so Bob. Currently 28.2. Just needs to find 1/4 of a second. Pop himself just ahead of Bogorovsky in pole position. Through there to see what his time is coming up towards this left-hander coming up now. We'll see what the split is. We can figure out roughly where he's going to be. He is getting on for 1/4 of a second up, so currently is on track to snatch it away from Bog. Took that corner really well. Early on the throttle, opening up, didn't do a Verstappen. Could do a cut and that a little bit on the left to gain yourself a bit. Oh, 28.087. So Bob holds on to pole position currently. We've got Brother Adam now. Brother Adam could snatch it away from him. Does not. 28.164, so an improvement there. Who else do we have on track? Connor now doesn't improve, and Scully will be the last one, but we're pretty much it. So it looks like Bog has taken his first pole position. Scully, can he improve on his 29.2? I don't think he can. He can't. No. So pole position to Bogorovsky. I am delighted to say. And apologies, I completely missed it because I was on board with Pavlosidor, I believe, at the time. But yeah, fantastic. So Bog taking pole position in the McLaren for 28.048. Bob Spun in second with 28.087, so very, very close between the two of them. Brother Adam in third, then Hammers in fourth. In fifth, we've got the Katsis, 6 Hummer, 7th Berserk, 8th Pavlosidor, 9th Connor, 10th Skipper, 11th Man Like Donkey, 12th Double, 13th Composite, 14th Scully. And Ralph will be disappointed, I think, with that at the back there. But I think he probably didn't get a couple of clear runs in. So that was pretty much his first run. So off to the the race.
Welcome to one of the fastest races in the entire calendar, and while it's one of the newer races on the F1 World Tour, it's already staked its reputation as a fan favourite. It's Jeddah, and it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today.
Well, welcome back everybody. We are just about to start the formation lap, so they have chosen their strategy. Brother Adam decided to take a little right into the barrier there. Maybe lit up his rear tyres a bit too much. So let's hop on and see what everybody has gone for tyre options. We've got more of a mixture than I thought we would. We've got some soft runners in 8th for Pavlosidor, Skipper in 10th, then 13th and 14th Composite and Scully going for the softs. Pretty much everybody else going for the mediums other than Hammers in 4th, who obviously on a split strategy from Bog on pole position, so gets the preference on strategy. And Berserk in 7th, also going for the hards, so looking to take those as long as possible. I didn't find the hard tyres too bad last night, to be honest. They took a couple of laps to scrub in, but you can keep them fairly warm under safety car conditions. And obviously they do last longer than the mediums, but it's certainly going to be a medium hard for safety. Medium soft at a stretch. Hard soft is also an option. But I think the majority will go medium hards. And I say with a few perhaps stretching it a little bit on the medium soft. Right, let's get back to the grid. So Bogorovsky in pole position. Bob Spun taking 2nd. Brother Adam 3rd. Hammers championship leader in 4th position. We're looking at making up some time, but on those hard tyres, I think we'll just be happy not to lose any places and try and stay on the tail of the front 3. The Catsis, as I say, showed really good pace in qualifying there, up in 5th place. Hummer, last week's winner, so he'll be on a bit of a buzz in 6th position. It's all getting through the first corner here is the main thing. In 7th, we've got Berserk in the Ferrari. 8th, Pavlosidor's Alpine. Then Havoc Connor in 9th in the Aston Martin. Skipper in the Williams in 10th. Man Like Donkey's Red Bull in 11th. Then the Alfa Romeo of Double. And the second Williams of Composite following through in 13th. 14th, we've got Scully, be looking at making some places up. And Ralph taking the final spot on the grid. So, right, let's jump on board. I think, yeah, we're going to jump on board with Brother Adam. We've got 5 red lights. Lights are out and away we go at a cracking start by Bob Spun on the inside there. Hammer's also getting a really good start considering he was on those hards. Let's have a look. I think we've got through pretty much unscathed, which we have. Good to see. So we've got 2-3 wide here. Brother Adam holding up a little bit, but Bog has got away well on those medium tyres. Obviously there's a gaggle of medium tyres behind him as well. Brother Adam getting caught up on that curve. It does, if you get caught on that, it literally, you ride along it, it's like a rail. There's nothing you can do. Right, jumping back to the front. So biggest gainer, Berserk, hopping up 4 positions there into 3rd place. Hammer's staying where he was. I thought he'd made up a position at one point. Brother Adam probably the biggest loser at the top there, dropping down 2 places. We've got something going on back here. Has Pav got a problem? Velocidor seems to be dropping further and further back, and his teammate coming back on track. That was living close. Right, anyway, let's get back to the battle at the front, because that's what it is all about. So Bogorovsky getting away well, leading the first lap. Obviously, we've got all the cars pretty bunched up behind him at the moment. Bog putting in the fastest lap, 34.9 there. I haven't actually asked for a weather forecast, but considering it is Saudi Arabia, I am going to hazard a guess that it is going to be dry. So Bob gaining a couple of tenths there on Bog. DRS is going to be enabled at the end of this lap, so anyone within a second will be able to open that flap in their back wing and gain a few extra horsepower, or a little bit of extra speed. Doesn't gain you horsepower, but gives you extra speed because of the rear wing stalling. And I'm rambling now. So right, the timings aren't quite right yet. They normally correct themselves at the end of lap 2. Bog looks like he has broken ever so slightly. Has he got that 1 second gap? Let's have a look. Does Bob open his... Oh no, it'll only be enabled this lap anyway. So it'll be the next DRS detection zone, but Bog has broken that 1 second gap. Scully making up a lot of places, was qualified 14th, worked his way up into 10th. Not sure if that's overtakes or just keeping it clean and keeping out of mischief. Berserk is out, so as I blinked and missed that, Berserk is out on the right hand side over there, so it's probably just caught the curb, which has spat him out. So I think we've got a virtual safety car. I think a full safety car has been blown yet, so we just need to make sure everybody keeps their delta down. Otherwise we get drive-through penalties. Won't name names, but somebody got 2 last night in one race. I've been there myself. I picked up 4 in one race and got disqualified, so yeah, no, it's only once at all. So virtual safety car, everybody. So if you're not sure of a virtual safety car, it's almost like a Skylectrics track, and putting 2 cars on the one track. They should travel at the same speed, keep the distance from each other, basically to neutralise racing on the track. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a full-blown safety car, because I think it would have come out by now. Although I think Double would be more than happy to have a safety car. Pretty much half a lap behind now. I think he might have picked up some damage. Composite picking up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car, and we are back under green flag racing. So Hammers now has a good couple of seconds gap on Hummer, so it's the top 3 are breaking away with 2 McLarens sandwiching the Red Bull of Hobsbawm. Okay, so we've got a couple into the pits now. So Double should catch those at the end of the straight, so at least he'll have somebody to race for the moment. So everybody else makes their pit stops. So these two in front on the mediums. Our brother Adam is out as well. Oh, jeez. Oh, where did he do that? That is coming out. That's an interesting one. I think he probably went a bit wide, got on the curb, which again can very much unsettle you and spit you out. But we do now have a full-blown safety car. We lap number 4. And we've had a virtual safety car, and we now have a full-blown safety car. What are they going to do? Bog is going to stay out. Bob Spun faking it. Connor is coming into the pits, going to get rid of those mediums. So is he going to go medium softs, or is he going to jump on a set of hards? Scully, you'd be best off bolting on a set of hards, trying to take it to the end of the race. Obviously, if there's a late safety car, you can come in and put a set of mediums or softs on. So no, he's going for a set of mediums. 20 laps. It's a stretch, but you could get them to the end. Composite also coming into pit. Double will joyfully continue. I'm sure he would have been praying for a safety car a couple of laps ago when he was half a lap behind. Now going to find himself in 12th position, right on the back of the train of cars. So points still within his grasp today. Composite now coming out of the pits. So a quick look to see what tyres everybody is on now, because we've had quite a few changes. Okay, so top 8 obviously not pitting yet. I'm surprised Skipper didn't get rid of those 4-lap-old softs. Perhaps didn't want to double stack with his teammate. I think there was a big enough gap there that it wouldn't have caused any issues. But he'll be probably looking at taking those softs if he can to about lap 11, 12, going on to mediums. If he was going to go hards, I think he would have pitted by now. Lukaszis and Ralph, so that rounds out the top 8. Then we've got Scully on a fresh set of mediums. Connor on a fresh set of hards, so he will be looking at taking those to the end. So Connor's one to keep an eye on. I think he's got decent pace around here, but he also will make up positions now without the need to pit. But either way, his tyres will be in much better condition by the time we get to the end of the race. Composite as well will be delighted, I think, after go. Was it him who got the drive-through penalty? I think it was. Right, so I think the safety car will be in this lap. The field has pretty much bunched up. We're just waiting for Pavlosidor to catch up, but he will do pretty much by the time they enter into Sector 2. Right, so safety car is in there. That is a blooming late call, that one. We are on the start-finish straight, and that's when the safety car decides it's going to come in. So Bog will decide when to go. Probably goes late as he possibly can. He's gone. That's a good one by Bog, actually. I think Bob was going to jump him then. So look here as Hammers looks to make a move up the inside to make it a McLaren 1-2. He does indeed. So good move by Hammers there into turn 1. Good restart by Bog, managing to get the jump. Already a second clear of his teammate. But he'll be looking at trying to pull that gap out as much as he can and making as much of his teammate, hopefully holding up the likes of Bob Spun, Hummer and Man Like Donkey behind. So Hummer now getting itchy behind Bob Spun. Can sniff a position there, can sniff that third position, the final step on the podium. Certainly looking faster than Bob Spun at the moment, and Hammer's just in front. They're managing to... Bog's pulled out a second and a half, so this could be very, very good teamwork between the pair of them. Okay, let's see if we get any moves down the start-finish line into turn 2. Bob, I think, might be yeah, he's hit the back of Hammers, so missed his braking point slightly there. So Hammers from second down into fourth. It's not an easy braking point down into turn 1, but it is your responsibility as the car behind not to hit the car in front. So I'm sure it might be one for the stewards, but obviously we'll see if anything comes of that. But by the by, Bob has made his way up into second place and is now carving into that lead that Bog had, already down to 0.6 of a second. We've got another safety car. Who did we lose? Ralph. Ralph. What happened to Ralph? Where is Ralph? Right, okay, Bog, what are you going to do? Lap 8, probably pit for a set of hards. Bob doing the same. I think Bob was going to do whatever Bog did rather than do the opposite strategy. I think it was a matter of we'd do exactly the same. So is anybody not pitting? So far everybody's coming except for Double, who's quite happy to carry on with those 6-lap-old hard tyres. Hammer's being held up, probably an extra couple of seconds there. He's probably going to lose a few places, I think. The Williams pair also double stacking behind, so that was a hold up for composite. Scully manages to hold his position in 11th. I think he was also held up. So obviously with the problem is that we had a safety car just a couple of laps ago. And it bunched the field up. So of course now we've got another safety car where it is in the pit stop window. You are going to end up double stacking. So Hammers looks like he's dropped down into 7th. If you take the top 2 out of the way of Pity, so he has lost a position to Lacatsis during the pit stop. So obviously having to double stack. But he is now on the medium tyres. So it means he's going to be quicker than the 4 or 5 in front of him, probably for the next 4 or 5 laps, and then they pretty much settle down and then equalise and start dropping off around about lap 8, 9. That's when the hard tyres sort of come into their own. Okay, so field is bunched up. We have lost 3 drivers: Berserk, Brother Adam and Ralph. Not quite sure what happened to Ralph, to be honest with you. Yes, I couldn't see his car on the track. And it's not registering as a DNF, just as a fact that he's out. So enjoying the message from Brother Adam in the Discord, just saying that he had no grip as soon as the mediums went on, no rear grip. So I think that's why he lost it. So it does take you, a good lap or 2 to get the temperature in on the tyres. And obviously the brakes as well, you go hurtling into turn 1 thinking that your brakes are up to temperature, and they're not, so they need to be worked on as well under the safety car. So, double leading in the Alfa Romeo, yet, oh no, he has made a stop, hasn't he? He pitted early because he had damage. So he has stopped, I think everybody stopped. Yeah, everybody stopped. Pav has actually stopped twice and still finds himself in 2nd position. Yeah, that's quite impressive. Got Connor, Scully and Composite in 10th, 11th and 12th, also having 2 stops. The rest of them just on 1 stop currently. The penalties, we don't have any, which is good to see. So I expect to be green flag racing at the end of this lap. What I will do though, as he's leading, let's have a look at doubles stats. He has participated in 71 races, hasn't had a win or a pole position yet, 1 fastest lap, 2 podiums, his best qualifying of 3rd and best race result of 2nd, best championship position of 10th. So we've had him here for a while now, double. So it'd be good to see if he could break that W. But there's still a long way to go, and he's going to struggle on those tyres towards the end. But he now becomes the de facto pace car. So we're just going to stare at a blank corner while the cars come into view, and here they come now. So when is a double going to go? 12 runners left. Pav has come into the pits. Why? Okay, right, so Bogorovsky up into 2nd place now. Hummer 3rd, Bob Spahn in 4th, Lakatzis. Yeah, keep an eye on Hammers because he's going to be itching to make up ground here. I'm interested to see what have lost. Oh, did he hit someone on the restart? That's a classic, that is. Right, okay, so Bog led every lap so far, has now lost the lead over the pit stop phase. Lakatzis is making his way past Bob Spahn, and Hammer's making his way past a pair of them. In Bog's words, quack. So Hammer's up into 4th position. He's on those quicker tyres as well, on those mediums, so we'll get better grip to start with. And Bog looking at making a move on double. As they line it up to, gets dragged a little bit wide there. I think he's missed his braking point ever so slightly because of double in front, and that's now made him susceptible to Hummer behind. That's how quick the hunter can become the hunted. Oh, a little bit wide there again by Bog. I think he's going to lose that position, but he'll tuck in behind Hummer. And now he and teammate Hammers can work together to get their way back up. So Double continuing to lead in those in the Alfa Romeo. Then we've got Hummer in the Alfa Tauri behind him, followed by the McLaren pair of Bogarowski and Hammers. Lecatsis in the Alpine in 5th. Then we've got the Red Bull pair of Bob Spun and Man Like Donkey in 6th and 7th. Skipper moving his way up into 8th. Connor picking up a couple of points, currently in 9th position. And Scully in 10th. So Pav really would need a safety car now to bring himself back into it. So we've got a nice battle starting to intensify here. We have Hummer going for a move on Double. I don't think Double put up too much of a fight there, but he will sit directly in his slipstream. Looks like Hammer's wanting to get past his teammate there as well. Well, taking that much better. He's got a much better run on Double here, so he's going to move his way up into 2nd place. And Hammer's coming on the outside of all of them. Oh, we've given room. That's good to see. They are going to be side by side. Who has got the DRS? It's Hammers. He goes past the pair of them. So Hammers again making up 2 positions. No, 1 position. No, 2. Around the outside. Double getting a good drive. Hammers on the inside. My God. This is good to see. This is some good fighting here, and Hammers does finally make the move stick and overtakes Double, but they have dropped 1.7 seconds behind Hummer now. So Hummer looking to make it back-to-back wins after Monaco last time out. So Bog. What happened there? Bob got up into 3rd. You know, sometimes I watch the screen and completely miss what is in front of me, but Bog is now trying to make the move on Double, and does. Double getting a little bit out of shape going into that corner, but Bog now has Man Like Donkey all over the back of him, all around the side of him. Bog getting a good drive out of that corner again, will have DRS. So just use the DRS to close it, and then go for the overtake on the start-finish line if he can get a decent enough drive out of here. I think he's struggling to get the temperature into those hards at the moment. Double behind seems to have much better straight line speed, so whether he's dumping his ERS or just running a lower wing setup, I'm not 100% sure. Man Like Donkey getting his way past Bogarowski there as well. As soon as I flick away, something happens, doesn't it? But I want to keep an eye on that front, because I think Hammers is soon going to be in 1st position. But he's on those medium tyres, so they are going to drop off in about 4 laps time, 4 or 5 laps time. And then you need to nurse them home. So Connor now on the back of Bogarowski, so Bog getting a little bit unsettled, I think, there, and dropping a couple of places. You see the 2 Red Bulls being quite bullish. And there's Hammers making the move past Hummer, whether Hummer allowed that and will use the DRS to retake it down the start-finish line, we will see. He tries, but Hammers is not today, sir. No, Bog openly stated his it's not his dislike of the circuit, just the fact that it is not one of his better circuits, which was what was so enjoyable to see him then plonk it on pole position and lead for a big bulk of the race. Obviously, get tangled up in a couple of little incidents and dropping a few positions. But I still think he's got it in him to make up a couple of positions. I'm just going to jump the tyres because I keep forgetting who is on what. So Bog is on the hard, so they will become the better tyre soon. Probably within the next couple of laps or so. So he would then have the superior grip on Man Like Donkey, but obviously then there's a further sort of couple of seconds up the road. Scully, what are you doing? So is he damaged? I think he's lost his front left end plate. So unfortunate there for Scully, but will get himself going again. So at the front, Hammers has a broken DRS 1.4, well 1.3 seconds hit clear of Hummer's Alpha Tory now. Bob spun a further 2.2 down the road. We've got Donkey a further couple of seconds back. So field is starting to spread out a bit now. Connor and Havoc. Connor exchanging positions there. Has Connor lost he seems to be struggling. I'm wondering if he's lost an end. Yeah, he's lost his front left end plate. So I wonder if that might have been in a small amount of contact with Skipper. But Connor will struggle now to get back or to get around some of these fast flowing corners without an end plate. It's a nice shot, isn't it? I do like the aerials of Jeddah. They look very nice. So Bogarovsky coming through now, dropping 1.3 seconds back, so just off the pace a bit, a Man Like Donkey, but I think he's probably just settling down into a bit of a rhythm. So is Connor going to pit? Certainly missing his front left end plate. Bog is past Man Like Donkey, who is in the pits. He comes in, slaps on a set of soft tyres. I think you're going to struggle to get back to where you were though, to make up that amount of time. Connor is in the pits obviously for a new front wing as well. Right, okay, so Bog 3.6 seconds behind Bobspun. Bobspun 1.5 seconds behind Hummer, and Hummer now lost a couple of seconds to Hammers. So, I think those tyres will die off, so they will come back to him, but you don't want to let that gap get too big. But then on the other hand, if you're Hammers, you want to stretch it as far as you possibly can. Anyone interested? We have Chelsea 2, Manchester United 2 at the moment, and Liverpool and Sheffield United 1-1. So I've not really got many battles I can show you. This is pretty much one of the closest. Bobspun just getting on for 2 seconds down. Composite's just over a second behind Double. I think that might become a bit of a battle soon. Certainly going to Man Like Donkey chasing on his backside, 14 seconds back, but on the soft tyres, so he is going to be a rapid for a few laps. But as I say, I don't think he's going to have enough time to get himself back up into a fight for the podium. So Pav into the pits again. Is that third time? Fourth time? Third time. So 3 stops for Connor, Pav and Scully today. Oh no, it was 4 stops for Pav, yeah. So he is currently setting the record on that one. Right, let's jump back. Well, give a bit of screen time to Hammers. He's got his fan club in the chat. And so he's fought his way up through the grid. Was in a good position in second behind his teammate before he was rudely rear-ended. Lost a couple of positions, but then under the safety car and pit stops has managed his way back. Couple of overtakes back into first position. Now with a 2.1 second gap over Hummer. Bob Spun not gaining any ground at all on Hummer. And Bog as well, looking sort of pretty stable around about 4 seconds. I think Bog's probably given up on the podium now. So, which was a shame because he was having such a strong race. But it seemed like the last safety car and getting caught in a bit of traffic was his undoing. And he saw Bob go into the wall there. But yeah, dropping back to, I think he was about 5th or 6th, managed to get his way back up into 4th. But I'm sure he will be pleased with that if he'd have offered him 4th position before qualifying. I don't think he'd have taken it after qualifying, but before qualifying, I think he'd have bitten your hand off for a 4th place. Okay, so we are really quite spaced out. We've, you say, Hammers nearly 2.5 seconds clear of Hummer, who's nearly 3 seconds clear of Bob. Bog actually pulling that in ever so slightly on that. It was about 4.2, managed to get it back to about 3.9. Skipper sitting quite comfortable there in 5th place, a 1.5 seconds or so clear of double. Be a good result for Hammers if he can carry on, obviously extending his lead potentially at the top of the championship. So halfway mark of the season today. Right, it's just bringing up Hammers' stats there. Already has 8 wins to his name, 111 races, so a bit of a veteran at DTR. He's got 21 podiums. Has won a drivers and a constructors championship before, so certainly no stranger to how to win. Have a look at Hummer in second. So Hummer was his maiden win last week in Monaco. I didn't actually say congratulations for that, but well done. Yeah, it's not easy. So he's only 15 races, so he's fairly new to DTR, but one win, put my teeth back in, one win in 15 races is nothing to be sniffed at. Especially, what was his podiums? 3 podiums. So he's on the podium 1 in 5 races. That's not bad at all. But Bob has now hopefully given us a bit of a battle. He has closed in on the back of Hummer, so within DRS range. Bog now 5.8 seconds further back, so I think he has just settled for 4th place. Bob now 0.8 behind. Ralph has left the session. Good of you to stick around for so long, Ralph, to be honest. He retired, unfortunately, on, I think it was about 7. So just about 22. Unfortunate to see you not finishing, but I look forward to seeing you back next week, my friend, at Portimao, at Portugal next week. In round number 6. The Homeward Sprint, 10-round season this season. Obviously, we have the 8 weeks, I think it is, until Formula 1 24 game is released. So I am hopeful that it's going to be a step forward, but I won't be holding my breath if you don't mind. Okay, so Bob's bum was 7/10 quicker on that last lap. 34 flat as opposed to that was for Hummer, sorry, and a 33.3 for Bob's bum. So yeah, 0.7 quicker. This lap he's pulled in about 0.3 of a second. No, lost about 0.3 of a second, should I say. But nevertheless, this is the closest battle we have on track. Bog, as I say, just settling for 4th place there. You never know what will happen in front, especially if those two do start battling. Skipper and his Williams in 5th, then we've got double in the Alfa Romeo. 2nd Williams are composite, so good points haul for Williams in 5th and 7th. Man Like Donkey in 8th in the 2nd Red Bull. Obviously teammate Bob Spun currently occupying that final step on the podium. Connor in 9th. I think he was hoping for a bit better than that tonight, but he got caught up in a few of other people's incidents and didn't go as well as he would have hoped. Lakatsis, so after a strong qualifying, hasn't had the race he would have hoped for. Oh, Man Like Donkey is really, really close on the back of Composite now. As is Bob Spurn. Still he's at that 8.8 of a second, so he's keeping it round about there. But Bob can sit in the DRS and let Hummer use his ERS up. Man Like Donkey there, back up into 7th place. So overtakes Composite there, so the Williams down into 8th, Red Bull up into 7th. He'll now be on a charge to catch Man Like Donkey, but 4.5 seconds with only a lap and a half to go. Or well, nearly 2 laps to go. It's possible. But this is where the battle is gonna be. Hammers pulled the pin and has gone nearly 4 seconds clear of Hummer now. can see Hummer flashing away there, so he is out. Well, not out of VRS, but it's certainly down to below 10%, which is going to be hurting his top end speed. So Bob needs to line it up down here, drop back, stay within the DRS detection zone, and he's got loads of VRS. This is going to be a pretty standard overtake under ERS and DRS, and he's gone. And so he has been storing up his ERS behind Hummer over the last couple of laps, I think. Hummer using all of his to defend. An easy move there for Bob Spun with DRS and ERS against nothing, basically. But I don't think Hummer's going to give up quite that easy. Back-to-back wins has pretty much gone now, unless there's anything chaotic happens in front. But I'm sure he will be happy with a podium. As will Bob, second place. I know everybody wants to win, but sometimes, well, only one person can win. But yeah, Hummer now struggling on these tyres as 10 seconds further back to Bogarowski, so doesn't need to push it now, probably settle for third place. I'm just going to stick with Hammers coming through the final sector. So fought his way through to the lead after the last safety car and has just looked pretty comfortable out in front. So here we go around the final turn. The last few yards, a nice little wiggle of celebration there. A happy Hammers, good to see. Congratulations to you. Bob Spunk bringing it home in second for Red Bull. Hummer will take third, so a good result for him. So a first and a third in the last couple of races. Bob coming home in fourth. I think he'd be a bit disappointed after the early pace. But I say, if you'd have offered him fourth place before the start of the race, he would have chewed your hand off. Double coming home in sixth, led for a while after the safety car, looked quite assertive in front. Man like Donkey recovering to seventh, wasn't the right choice to come in and go on the softs there, my friend. Composite coming home in eighth. We've then got Havoc Connor in ninth, picking up a couple of points for the Aston Martin team. Then the Alpines of Lakatsis and Pavlosidor coming across pretty much a line astern. Oh, he's let him past. That was nice to see. And Scully will be the last of the finishers. I think I jinxed him by saying he was doing well and could get into the point, so sorry for that, Scully. But good to see you finish anyway. I think you showed parts in there that you were pretty competitive. So Hammers is our race winner at Saudi Arabia. Season number 9 will extend his championship lead. 16 laps on at those mediums in the end. And there is a very happy Hammers to accept his champagne and quite a nice trophy. So Bob Spun picking up a second place for the Red Bull there, and third place the AlphaTauri of Hummer. We'll run through the rest of the results when they pop up on the screen in a moment. Right, so the official results are in. Hammers taking the win and 25 points in the McLaren. Bob Spun a mighty fine second place, second on the grid to second place in the end. Hummer's making his way from 6th up into third place in the AlphaTauri. Then got Bogarowski in 4th. In 5th, we've got Skipper 6 double, 7th Man Like Donkey, 8th Composite, 9th Connor, 10th Pavlosidor. So that rounds out the top 10. Then we have Lakatsis and Scully, the last of the finishers. Ralph, Brother Adam, and Berserk, unfortunately, falling victim to the street circuit here. So congratulations to Hammers. Good race from Bob Spy and Hummer. Bog, apologies I missed your pole position lap, but congratulations on pole position and 4th place nevertheless. So that is it from round number 5. We'll be back next week, round number 6, start of the final descent of the season, so second half of the season. We will be coming from Portimao in Portugal. Don't forget, obviously, Tuesdays we do a GT League, Gran Turismo. If you are interested in getting involved in that, then please contact us. Also, obviously, if you feel like you want to race in DTR, please feel free to join the Discord server. It'd be lovely to have you. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good weekend, and I will see you all next week.